Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to get this awesome sugar skull look, which is great for Day of the Dead or for Halloween. First I'm going into my Urban Decay Electric palette and I'm using the shade Gonzo. This is going to be my contour. I'm using this on a small contour brush and just working it along underneath my cheekbones and onto my temples, and the trick is to really blend it out very well. I also used a very light base. I used the absolute lightest foundation I had for this. I'm also contouring the sides of my nose and blending that out as well. Now I'm taking my Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer and I am priming all around my eye socket, underneath, above, all the way up to the brow bone. You really want that entire area covered very well with primer. Now I'm taking a dark blue eyeshadow. I'm using one from a NYX palette I purchased a long time ago, but you can use BH Cosmetics or Coastal Scents or whatever less expensive eyeshadow palette you may have lying around that has a super dark blue in it. So I'm taking this on my eyelid and underneath my eye, as well as above my eye all the way to the brow bone. You really want it heavily packed on there, but not super dark. Now I'm taking a clean blending brush and I'm going to just blend out the edges so it has a very faded look to the outside. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Now I'm going into my Urban Decay Vice 2 palette and I'm grabbing the shade Prank. This is a very deep, rich blue, and I'm packing this all over both of my eyelids up into the crease. And I'm also using a smaller detail brush to run this underneath my eyes as well. As you guys can probably tell, I'm not going for a traditional sugar skull look here, but more of a stylized version of one. Now I'm using my Marc Jacobs gel eyeliner in Blacker to line my waterline and my tight line. Next I'm going back into my Vice 2 palette and grabbing the shade Lovesick. This is a black with a bit of sparkle in it, and I'm taking an angled liner brush to go over my brows with this. Not only am I doing my brows with this, though, I'm also taking it down into a curve on both sides of my eye to really help highlight the eye socket and make it look more sunken. I'm using my L'Oreal Silkissime eyeliner in black to do a fairly heavy black line all along my top lash line. I'm going to quickly curl my eyelashes and then add a couple coats of my L'Oreal Butterfly Intenza mascara to both my top and bottom eyelashes. Next I'm using my NYX Liquid Crystal Liner in Crystal Silk for underneath my eyes. I'm creating kind of an upside down triangle shape with this. You can honestly use any glitter type liquid eyeliner you have for this. For my lips, I'm using a NYX Macaroon lipstick. This one is in Blue Velvet and I think it's gorgeous. For some of the detailed line work, I'm using my Mehron Paradise paint in black, but of course you can use a black eyeliner instead if you don't have the Paradise paint, however it would be harder to get off. I'm going in with a small detail artist brush and just going in and filling in my nose shape. I went for one that's slightly pointy. If you look at some different photos of sugar skull looks, you can really play with this and do it however you'd like. Now I'm going in and working on the mouth. I'm starting by doing the 2 long lines and then going in and making the dark holes where your jawbone would theoretically meet up, and really just working those in so they're nice and dark. And then I'm going in and making the vertical lines which symbolize the gaps between where your teeth would be. For the lines on my lips, I'm going in with my Urban Decay 24/7 liner because it's waterproof. If you use a paint on top of your lipstick, it's going to be highly likely to smear and move around even without you doing anything. So for this part, I would definitely suggest using a very good waterproof liquid liner. Now I'm taking my paint again and I'm going in and drawing the spiderweb shape on my forehead, which is really easy. It's just 5 lines coming out from a single point, and then you make gentle curves in between them. Spiderwebs are very easy to do, and if you haven't done one before, go ahead and practice on a piece of paper a couple of times before you go and do the one on your face. Next, I'm going in and creating the flower shape on my chin. I chose to go with a more traditional daisy kind of shape, but you can do a rose or a chrysanthemum or really anything you like. Now you can fill this in with paint, but I chose to use eyeshadows from my Urban Decay Electric palette, and I used Savage for the petals, and then I used Jilted at the base of the petals to give them a bit more dimension, and then for the center I used Thrash topped with the gold glitter eyeliner from earlier. Now I'm taking Revolt, which is a silver shade from the Electric palette, and just using this to add a little bit more highlight and dimension to the spider web. You can use a standard gray here, a blue, or really any color you'd like. I'm putting a little bit of water on the brush I used, and I'm using it to smudge out the edges of the spider web to give it slightly more of a shadowed look. Next, I'm taking the round edge of my brush and I'm using it to create dots above the spider web and down my nose. The dots on my nose ended up slightly more oblong than round, but you kind of have to work with what happens. And we're almost done. For the finishing touch, I'm just taking a gray eyeshadow to shade underneath the lips and underneath where the lines around the mouth are. And don't forget that you can always add more decoration than this, going with rhinestones, sparkles, whatever you want. Make your sugar skull your own, that's what makes it fun. And that is the final look. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or just want to say hi, I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. You can also keep up with me on JoannaBrooks.net and on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. I am pretty much everywhere, and all the links for those are down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!